comeback against the Bucks. Golden State has enjoyed 4 days of rest and recovery. Tonight, their 5-game homestand continues against a surprise playoff contender in the West that gave them quite a fight in Salt Lake just 3 weeks ago. The Warriors take on the Jazz right now. After 4 days off, let's get back to some holiday hoops. The Jazz in town at a sold-out Oracle, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, as the Warriors have owned this building. 19,000 plus have seen 30 straight home wins, and believe me, they don't want that streak to end tonight. Hello, everybody. Bob Fitzgerald alongside Jim Barnett. And the schedule is odd. You get 4 days off. You have the Cavs coming on Christmas. This may be a look-ahead game. It's a little concerning.
Well, you have to caution yourself not to look ahead to Cleveland. The big game be the first game they're matched up since the finals last June. And then it's also on Christmas. So you don't want to be distracted here because Utah gave them all they could handle just a couple of weeks ago.
You know, we're a third of the way through the NBA season. And when you look at the Warriors, offensively, phenomenal. But the defense has slipped from #1 in opponents' field goals to 5th, not making free throws, and you got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, I think that taking care of the basketball, the turnovers has been the Achilles heel over the past couple of weeks. They've got to do a better job rebounding, and they've got to do a better job defending early in the games.
One of the bright spots is that Klay Thompson is playing his best basketball of the year. Completely back to all-star level, and we're seeing the 3 different skill sets he brings every night.
Well, he's finally found his offensive game, and it's been consistent over the last couple of weeks. Putting the ball on the floor more than ever, and also making plays. Didn't use to pass at all very often, but now he's doing more of that.
The numbers bear out that Klay is finally healthy and is scoring at a rate 3rd best in the NBA over the last 8 games. These are remarkable numbers.
Well, you can see he has found his shooting touch in a very big way over the last 8 games. And when you talk about his prowess and his outside shooting, and then you combine that with his running mate, Stephen Curry, the best player in the NBA, it makes this backcourt very tough to beat. And they're the primary reason that the Warriors are the best team in the NBA.
Well, that best team will be challenged because Utah beat the Warriors a year ago. And just at the beginning of that long road trip, the Jazz gave the Warriors everything they would want. When you look at Utah, they have 2 building blocks that have to be reckoned with. Gordon Hayward is a special small forward getting better. And Derek Favors has found his offensive game and is a load at the center spot. The Warriors and Jazz, holiday hoops. Greg and Gary back in the studio after this.
Warriors basketball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. Toyotathon is on. Wrap up a year-end deal on a Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places. By Jack in the Box. Power your day with the new jalapeno bacon breakfast burrito. Only at Jack in the Box. For limited time. Taste it before it's gone. By Jeep Renegade. Live Renegade. See your local Jeep dealer today. And by Ram.
Well, the Warriors team store at Oracle Arena, to be sure, is doing brisk business on this December the 23rd for the Warrior fan in your household. You can pick up an item or a dozen inside the team store. Welcome into studio, Greg Papa, Gary St. Jean. We're not looking ahead to Christmas night, although I think you are slightly the way you're dressed. How do we stay focused? What's your key to beating the Utah Jazz tonight?
I think the coaches have really emphasized the last 2 days defense. Now, what are we talking about here? We're going to get the effort, but they're talking about communication, switch, red, rotation, all these concepts that they have solid. And the other thing, too, is the no personnel. They're going to have to guard Haywood really well and Favors. Who's going to be on them, what they're going to take away.
All right, Warriors have won their first 12 home games this year. Another record tonight, the 75-76. Warriors also won a dozen in a row if they win tonight. Longest home winning streak to start a year. Enjoy.
It's time for tip-off. Here's Spitz and JB.
All right, Steph Curry, great to see Oracle after the 4 days off. The Jazz and the Cavs in this holiday week. But as Jim mentioned, no look ahead tonight for a Utah team that has been particularly bothersome to the Warriors in the last 2 years. Our Xfinity starting lineup: Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Brandon Rush, Draymond Green, and Andrew Bogut. Bogut playing through the back issue. Brandon still starting for Harrison Barnes. Raul is the way he says it. Raul Neto from Brazil with Rodney Hood, Gordon Hayward, Trey Lyles, the rookie out of Kentucky, and Derek Favors at the center spot. No Rudy Gobert for Utah. But the Jazz would still be a playoff team in the Western Conference. A salty defensive group and a team that has size to bother the Warriors at times. Third best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. Ronnie Garrison, Kevin Cutler, Leroy Richardson blowing the whistles tonight. Hayward misfiring, but getting his own rebound. Bogut cleaned it up. They've got Neto on the switch on Klay. He can shoot right over him. He does just that.
It's almost like a layup for him. He knew he's going to get that off easily. No double team came.
And Bogut patient before he delivered it. Nice pass back to Lyles. He's able to flip it in. Good adjustment by Rodney Hood. That's how Rick Barry played. Go up for the jumper and then find the cutter.
They don't know much about Lyles. 20-year-old out of Kentucky.
Steph Curry rings the register for three. 101 straight games.
He just loves Andrew Bogut screens. He lives off them when he's out there.
And Draymond guarding Lyles instead of normally Favors when Gobert plays. That is a Warrior advantage. And Derek Favors, that mid-range jumper is better than 50%. 3 years ago, it was at 25%.
It's very reliable now. The Warriors, by the way, did a bunch of switching there, and they got kind of confused, and they were a step behind.
Klay turning the corner. Bogut tipping a couple times and getting it back out. Klay Thompson three. All moving around, but Utah coming up with the stop.
Maybe a little too unselfish there. I thought Brandon Rush had a good look, but tried to find Klay. A lot of contact there. Either traveling or there was a foul. Hay was looking at the official, but he got banged around.
It will be a jump ball. Quinn Snyder reminds me a lot of Brad Stevens, Jim. A very detail-oriented, from the Krzyzewski tree, and just a real grinder that is the perfect coach for a young, talented team.
Absolutely. Does a really good job. Knows how to handle young men. Uses a little more hair wax than Brad Stevens.
Okay. I know Brad was not involved with Duke. They just remind me of each other. Rodney Hood.
He wants to score.
12 points a game, only a 30% three-point shooter.
He likes to take shots, likes to initiate offense for himself.
Neto tried to come underneath Curry, and he bothered him on that jumper. Neto blocked by Brandon Rush, and here come the Dubs.
He's looking for a foul, and Brandon gave ground, did a nice job.
Brandon Rush!
His confidence, Bob, is just clearly back from what was a few years ago.
Body language-wise, he wanted that ball. Like, hey, I'm open.
Exactly. You can feel it with him.
It's 3 and D. We saw the D on Neto and then the 3.
Let's see if he can play D on Hayward, who's their top scorer. Lost track for a moment there.
Hayward missing. Well, Utah is 7th in the league in three-point percentage. That's a big departure from years past.
And they're shooting more threes now with Gobert out of the lineup.
Oh, Hood, that's a nice finish. Over Bogut with the left hand.
But he's going to a strong side, yes. As I say, he's a scorer. He likes to shoot the basketball, and he's dangerous. Let's see if the Warriors can work it inside out rather than just around the horn.
Ball deflected. Neto a 2-on-1, running with Lyles. And Draymond comes up with a steal.
What a play.
Klay Thompson feeds it. Ball in the bucket.
5-point swing right there. Nice play by Draymond. Not easy to do 2-on-1. Neto just gave it up a little too soon. Didn't challenge the rim and the defender.
See all the passes. Utah, very slow-paced team. They use a lot of the shot clock. Hayward couldn't catch it. Steph is running at the back of Favors. Twists him around to lay it in.
Magnificent. Simply magnificent. Keep the defender at bay. Keep him guessing. Keep him twisting. No chance. That's fun.
Good missing there. You see the length of Favors inside. Ball gets sent him away. Draymond with the trailing Curry for three, and it's offline. So Utah knew that ball was going back to Curry, so Neto stayed attached to him.
Well, Neto played him pretty well in Utah 2.5 weeks ago.
Hayward attacking. Shot clock down to 5. Hood to the rolling Favors, gathers and finishes.
Well, he has really improved, hasn't he? Derek Favors, still only 24 years of age, now his 6th year in the league.
Yeah, got him in the Darren Williams trade. It's the big piece there. Draymond fouled on the pass.
Utah foul charge for 15. Derek Favors, first person.
You just running at somebody, you're running at his heels, making him guess which way you're going, and you just read the defense. You zig, you zag. He turns one way, you go the other, he turns back, and you have a counter with a reverse layup.
Klay and Draymond, little miscommunication. 2 turnovers apiece. Warriors open 5 of 10. Utah 5 of 12. Good for another 3.
Well, he's not shy.
You know when you've boxed everybody out is when the ball just harmlessly rolls out of bounds off a missed shot. And I don't say that lightly. When you have the 3rd best offensive rebounding team,
Sure.
that's good attention to detail. Everybody in white found everybody in a blue jersey. Klay turning the corner, spinning around, but shot it flat. And here comes Hayward. Neto was out of bounds. And Utah turns it over. Quickly paced first half of the first quarter. We've had 1 whistle for a foul. Steph Curry lasering the 3. And you watch the 2 best shooters work in tandem, and it's pretty.
Beyond. I'm Draymond Green, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champ.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 2 on the Jazz. Draymond Green told me he can remember a time when Festus Ezeli would urge him, hey man, throw me the ball. And Draymond would think to himself, I see you open, but you're not gonna catch it. Well, that was then, and this is now. Draymond Green says every time he throws the ball to Festus, he catches everything, and I love passing to him because he dunks with power. He respects how Festus worked on his game, his catching, his post moves, his patience, and he's thrilled to watch Festus come into his own.
Draymond missing the 3, Bogut batting it out. And Raj, you're right, confidence is repeated success. And Draymond confidently driving. But as all the players see Ezeli's game grows, they're more confident in giving him the ball.
Certainly. And you talk about someone's game growing. How about Draymond Green going against a small guard and out-dueling him off the dribble? I'm wondering, how's the guard let him get around like that? That's pretty clever.
They're making it tough on Gordon Hayward, misfiring there.
Utah foul charge to 33.
I mean, I just cannot believe that Trey Burke could not stay in front of Draymond Green. Goes for the steal, and that's a sucker play. If you don't come up with it, you give him the rim.
You know why
play,
Draymond
though.
loved that play?
Yeah.
Anytime Michigan State can dunk over Michigan, he's really happy. And so Trey Burke got the brunt of that one. Steph probing. Steph three.
Oh, I like that play.
Bogut is just playing volleyball with some of these offensive rebounds.
Well, he's a little more aggressive tonight with his offensive game, just because of that one view there. Tapping it right back up. He's active.
So Trey Burke out of Michigan, the super sub scorer, playing with Rodney Hood, who's got it now. And Hood, remember, he's left-handed. Couldn't finish over Bogut. And Draymond trying to find Iguodala. Those are turnovers you can live with. That's an aggressive play.
Well, we saw one earlier when Draymond tried to throw it to Curry cross court a little bit. I liked it. We had a perfect angle on it. It got deflected, but he had a terrific idea in mind. We never saw a replay of that because we didn't have an angle. But it wasn't a bad play to make.
Hayward, you see Favors working. Bogut smartly just tipping it away. Curry.
They went for the steal and got it this time.
Trey Burke. And Steph knocked it off of him. Now do we have a foul? Or Leroy Richardson?
They're going to change the call.
Going to help out Kevin Cutler.
Trey Burke couldn't pick it cleanly from Draymond Green, but he got it from Steph Curry. How do you go figure?
They've just showed the replay you're about to see.
Pretty clear. But you know what? Love Leroy. He said, okay, maybe I missed it then.
You know what? I'm going to defend Leroy.
Yep.
Because you could have called a foul on Steph.
Yes, he could have.
Or you could just give Utah the ball.
Yep.
And I don't have any issues with how he dealt with that.
I don't think Steph did either.
I mean, there's always the rule, the spirit of the rule in the game. I think Leroy did a nice thing there.
He's been around long enough. He understands.
I'm not disputing that Burke took the ball out of bounds.
It's a good observation there. It's telegraphed there.
Trevor Booker losing the handle. And so Utah getting a little sloppy. And
go ahead.
I was say, speaking of Ezeli, he's going to check in right now. And that's where when Bogut is active and now you tag in Festus, it gives the Warriors that tandem.
Yep. You were talking before the game about the point guard, and who is their point guard? Is Trey Burke really a point guard? Now, Trevor Booker didn't have an angle anyway. There was a man in front of him, but he tried to whip a pass to him, and it could have been just one of the normal passes.
And Raz's point played out.
How about that?
Throw the ball to Festus and let him finish.
How about that one? Looked like he'd been doing that for a decade.
And he just checked in.
And that was so smooth.
So Ezeli, Iguodala, Draymond Green, Steph and Clay. Alec Burks is a scorer. He'll be in their finishing lineup. And he has the ball. He's got the green light. Missing the jumper there. And Festus, rebound and save.
They're always looking ahead here tonight.
Draymond had the early seal and just couldn't finish. So the Warriors at 41%, but they're holding Utah to 28% shooting.
You can see the Warriors are trying to force a pace, their own pace, which Utah does not like.
Hey! Iguodala, what a steal. They're going to go to this Klay Thompson over the smaller guards. He did it over Neto. Now he's going to shoot over Burke.
All night long.
An 8-2 Warrior run. Quinn Snyder says, I don't know what I do with this 6'7" shooter. 2:17 remaining in the first. Bogut had 5 rebounds. He subs out. And Ezeli rolling and finishing beautifully. Warrior lead at 8. Bob Fitzgerald, Jim Barnett, Roz Gold on Wood-A with you at Oracle. Our Shamrock Office Solutions play of the week. Andre Iguodala with a game-clinching 3 against Milwaukee. His first and only field goal of the game could not have come at a better time. Our Shamrock Office Solutions play of the week. Our Lexus Pursuit of Perfection. The Warriors have won 30 straight at home. Tied right now 8th best of all time in the NBA. And they can start moving up the charts quite quickly with a few more home games in this holiday homestand.
44. That's That's a lot of home wins.
Yes, it is.
I'm surprised I didn't remember the year Denver went 40. I guess they were 38-3.
And then the Warriors beat them in the playoffs.
They weren't on that list right there is what I'm thinking. They did not have a big, long winning streak.
24-second violation. Well, you said on Warrior pregame live, and we've talked about this, that the Warrior defense had slipped, okay? Number one in opponent's field goal percentage a year ago. It had dropped to 5. I know what they worked on the last 2 days at practice.
That's what Luke Walton talked about. Luke talked about coming out and setting a tone early in the game defensively. And go ahead and back it up with their field goal percentage.
Well, because the Warriors are, by their standards, mediocre offensively. They're holding the Jazz 5 of 19, and every shot is contested.
They're engaged tonight.
Jazz opened 3 of 5, and they've been 2 of 14 since.
With a double team there. Help out, recover.
And there's the defense one more time. Iguodala, and he carried it. He wanted to pass to Livingston and had to change his mind, and we check in with Roz.
Guys, to your point about the Warriors defense, they did have a thorough video session. Usually it's about 5 minutes. This one was 30 minutes, and they did focus on defense, in particular communication on defense, on rotations, on help side awareness, who you have, the different rotations, and the focus and intensity through 4 quarters, not just the 4th.
And Steve Kerr was heavily involved, Jim, in those 2 practices, and he was saying, hey, the record is phenomenal, but guys, there are a lot of things we got to clean up.
Yep, Luke Walton talked about that in the press conference pre-game. And we saw in that last defensive effort when Iguodala stole the ball. By the way, what Iguodala did with the ball down there, carrying it, I've seen Dwayne Wade do the same thing numerous times. It looked like a Dwayne Wade move.
Jeff Withey just checking in, playing with the Australian Joe Ingles, Trevor Booker, Trey Burke, and Alec Burks. Trey Burke can hit one jumper, but ricocheting that one out. Zealy will track it down. John Livingston's first playing time with Iguodala, Steph Curry, as Zealy and Draymond. And Steph with that left hand.
It's getting so you don't know which hand he uses, a strong hand, right or left, because he's deadly with either one.
Got a 5-second game shot clock difference winding down this first quarter. It has seen some outstanding Warrior defense. And the double whammy. Let me block it, bounce it off you, and take the ball away.
Didn't try to slam it out of bounds, so it stayed with the offensive player and just trickled off his back.
Trey Burke losing it after Festus blocked it. Steph is fouled. Can I do the ultimate broadcasting jinx here in the final 5 seconds? We've had 3 fouls in a quarter. I love NBA basketball when it's like this. Tomorrow, or third quarter will be 17 fouls, and we'll be mad at ourselves. But you've had good defense. You've had back and forth play. Monty Garrison, Kevin Cutler, Leroy Richardson have been terrific.
You know the Warriors like it, that kind of pace.
Remember tonight's game and all Warrior games on CSN are streamed live on NBC Sports Live Extra app. On your mobile phone or tablet, stream the Warriors on the go.
One shot, guys. Way to release.
8 fast break points for the Warriors, none for Utah. Steph with 9 first quarter points. Clay with 7. Final 4 seconds. Alec Burks speed dribbling, trying to get the shot off. And that is the way to play D. The Warriors finish on a 15-4 run. They hold the Jazz 6 of 23. It's a 10-point lead after the first quarter. And 4 days off, the defense is back in business.
From Rio.
Warrior lead at 10 as we begin the second. Iguodala 3. Outstanding defense, Jim, in that first. Really by everybody when the subs came in. Well, Zealy and Iguodala were special.
Both teams turned it over 7 times. It didn't hurt the Warriors because the Jazz couldn't score when they got the ball. 7 turnovers, way too many. And the Warriors got 11 points off their turnovers.
Trey Burke off the Ingles feed.
3 points. Trey Burke.
Just a little bit of penetration by someone sucks the defense in. Joe Ingles, second year in the league. He's 28 years old. He's been playing pro ball, Australia, Spain, and Israel since he was 18.
That Australian Institute of Sport, that's where Andrew Bogut was in school before going to Utah.
Here's your electric man, Barbosa.
Zealy missing the bank shot. So Trevor Booker with Alec Burks, Trey Burke, Joe Ingles, and Jeff Withey for Utah. Shot clock at 9. Burks.
That burst of speed.
He's a slasher. He's a scorer.
Third leading scorer. Only played 27 games last year, so he's just coming into his own. Alec Burks at age 24.
James Michael McAdoo is getting time with this unit. That's an adjustment after the 2 days of practice. Zealy can't cram in the Barbosa mix. McAdoo is Zealy, Livingston, Barbosa, and Iguodala now the second unit. Alec Burks this time fouled as he slashed through the lane. Talk about that internal competition. So McAdoo getting the nod over Mo Spates. But for Mo, Jason Thompson, McAdoo, without Harrison Barnes, someone gets an opportunity to move up. And Luke Walton using those couple days of practice, along with Steve Kerr, evaluating some of the rotations. You better find Trey Burke because he is having a night already. He's got 7 off the bench, hit 3 jumpers. And as well as the Warriors have played, the lead is only 6. Livingston is firing. It was McAdoo's energy that got that extra tip. And then Zealy's relentless pursuit gets the Warriors a fresh 24.
Well, McAdoo played quite a few minutes last game on that road trip when everybody was tired. He played pretty well. Nice penetration. That's what Leandro Barbosa does.
Another patented Warrior out of bounds play. Ingles. Trevor Booker nowhere to go. Shot clock at 8. And there is the Warriors. I mean, finally a foul, but how many times are they going to send guys away at the rim?
4 blocks in the first quarter for the Warriors.
Warriors foul charge to
You just come around, staggered screens, and the big man, Withey, slow to switch. When you take off near the free throw line and you can't carry up to the rim, you actually lose your momentum and you're coming down. And if you play good defense, give ground, it's easy to block.
Withey, third year out of Kansas. The second round pick in 2013.
Portland to New Orleans, right?
Correct. Now Barbosa just got free because of the McAdoo screen. That's the other issue when you're coming in at the 4 spot for James Michael. And that is play defense rebound, but the screen he set obliterated the defender, and Barbosa was wide open for the jumper. Withey sneaking it in. Iguodala trying to force that. Trevor Booker pushing ahead to Alec Burks. Watch the Jazz, you get an idea of just how competitive they are. They're going to battle you, and they have enough players. As Ingles hits that 3, they're not going away. This is a team that was limited to 26% shooting in the first, and they're within 3.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 3 on the Jazz. Draymond Green was dressed in all red as he put on a Santa Claus costume to surprise local Bay Area families with gifts for the holidays. In tonight's Forward Right Choice, we take a look back to yesterday when Draymond spent time with 3 families, including that of Kumar Polk, an 8-year-old boy from was struck by 2 bullets from a drive-by shooting, and the kids disrupted by gun violence. It really struck a chord with Draymond Green. He said in his hometown, he's experienced it with friends, but not immediate family. And he was just so saddened to imagine this undeserved strife caused by reckless gun violence. And he was really just against it and heartfelt about spending time with these kids.
What a great day for Draymond. Just adding on to the $3.1 million he gave to Michigan State. Festus unable to finish there. Draymond also.
Santa Claus.
Well, he had the at-risk shelter for youth. He took them on a shopping spree, and they got all the gift cards. I mean, he's been just on fire during the holiday season and really all year.
Well, you can see the future. He's going to be a terrific father.
Well,
isn't he going to be fun?
Draymond Green earned the contract that he got, and he is spreading the wealth like few others.
Very generous.
I mean, you think of the largest gift in Michigan State history.
Very generous. And he enjoys that. That's the great thing about giving.
Alec Burks with McAdoo drawing that charge. I'll tell you, there's some activity between McAdoo and Ezeli. You come inside, the Warriors are going to be waiting for you. So for Mac, he comes in, he sets a screen for a jumper. He draws a charge there. He's had good activity, earning an extra possession on an offensive rebound pursuit.
The Jazz have already scored more points in the first 4 minutes of this quarter than they did in the whole entire first quarter.
Right.
14-13.
Deflected, and Livingston will track it down. Play back in. This unit needs a little scoring punch. Utah's defense is picked up.
Thompson did not think the ball was coming back to him. Otherwise, he would have been waiting for the ball another step or two in.
Favors and Gordon Hayward back in. Favors misfiring there.
Didn't seem he missed any in Utah when he took that 15-footer.
He did not. Festus inside, and he'll get to the line.
Getting all kinds of looks in there is Festus.
Utah foul, charge 24, Jeff Withey, first team foul. Festus, Ezeli returning to the line.
So Festus already with 3 rebounds and an assist at the bucket. They grab the block. Dropping in the free throw. Get down the vote presented by JBL. The All-Star game will be in Toronto. Mr. Curry, Thompson, and Green should be there. And you Warrior fans can get that done. Warriors.com/dubthevote.
One shot.
Ezeli knocking down both free throws. You think of the All-Star game in Toronto on the heels of the All-Star game in New York, Jim. They're going to all the warm weather cities, I noticed.
Well, they were warm when we were there.
Thankfully.
Uncharacteristically. Warm in Boston, 60 degrees one day.
Shot clock at 5. Hood inside. Festus with a steal.
See, that's growth in his basketball IQ. Knowing what's going to happen where it should happen.
Draymond 3, curling out.
I love plays like Festus Ezeli just made. Seeing what could develop and should develop. Okay, so he's helping out, looking toward the corner, and then all of a sudden he said, no, it's going to go inside to Derek Favors, and I'm not going to allow that to happen.
And skilled enough not to chop down or commit a foul, but put your hand on the ball and take it away.
Because he reacted a lot quicker and sooner than he would have a year ago.
Favors was sandwiched there with that weak side double team. How did Curry find Klay Thompson on that pass? And it kicks out to Draymond. Back to Klay in the corner. Yes, sir!
That's as good as it gets. Risky pass from Steph Curry, but he let it, and it just moved beautifully and then came inside and back out.
So Klay's got 10. First Warrior in double figures.
The fans love that.
That's a moving screen.
Now Derek Favors gave a little hip check.
5:59 remaining in the half. Push the ball on the brink. Cycle it back to a lethal shooter. And the Warrior lead at 8.
Obviously can't fit this under.
Warrior lead at 8, and if I would advise you to set your DVR, do it tomorrow. Game 1, 4, 5, and 6, the NBA Finals. Going to air right here on CSN Bay Area. You just record it, keep it, and have all the Finals wins forever. That is going to be great. The Warriors Championship Classics on CSN Bay Area manana. And that'll get you in the mood for Christmas and the Cavs. Steph Curry back in. Sean Livingston. Play Draymond and Bogut. Livingston slicing down the lane. Bogut will tip it in. Sean got cracked. And he's a little woozy coming back. Got hit in the mouth.
One of the reasons he missed that shot so badly. Trying to avoid a charge.
Rodney Hood. The setup favors Draymond and Bogut. Draymond and Ezeli. McAdoo and Ezeli. The Warrior interior defense tonight has been special.
Bogut was questionable whether he was going to play tonight.
Livingston catching and finishing.
That's the way he knows how to finish. Bogut's engaged tonight. I just like his activity around the hoop at both ends.
9 unanswered, and Quinn Snyder's got to stop it. 4:58 remaining in the first half. We've seen the Warriors be prettier offensively, but defensively they have been relentless. Utah's 11 of 32, and the big guys inside doing it, and on the offensive end, everyone getting involved.
Now at your Honda dealer.
I'm Stephen Curry, and you're watching CSN, the authentic home of the champs.
Warrior lead at 12. Our AT&T U-verse rewind. You go back to 2014. The first time Steph Curry and Klay Thompson ever had 30 together in a game. Klay Thompson 33, Steph Curry had 31 and 16 assists. It happened against these Utah Jazz in a 130-102 Warrior win. And they've only done it twice in their careers where they both had 30. The other time was against the Lakers on opening night a couple of years ago. But you hit on it in the open, Jim. When Klay's playing like this, he and Steph as a tandem, how do you deal with the Warriors?
Tough to beat the team with those two in the backcourt when they're on fire and in rhythm together.
So Hayward and Neto.
Clay's been scoring consistently over the last 8-9 games here.
Trevor Booker missing that three. Bogut with a rebound. We check in with Roz.
Klay Thompson has that arm sleeve on his left arm. He told me before the game it's just precautionary. He actually strained his forearm in practice.
Draymond laying that in. Rozzy, you sure it doesn't just look cool? He just wants to look cool with the sleeve. Remember that LeBron and Wade, they start doing that, and if you have good games, you keep it on. That's a good note that he's all right with that left arm. The largest lead right now for the Warriors. And quickly cut into. Curry. Iguodala with the shot clock at 10. Looking inside with a lefty hook, and it rimmed out. Good hustle by Neto. How do the Warriors finish this half? Played solid defense all night. Utah squeezed all that time out of almost every possession. Hood able to flip it in. Rodney Hood's got 7. And Trey Burke both pacing the Jazz.
Well, the Warriors are still doing a good job keeping him out of the paint for the most part tonight. Much better than they did in Utah. And the Warriors are getting to the paint. And Draymond Green was eating the paint alive then. I mean, it's the second time he just slipped in for easy layups. A moment ago, he did it with Steph Curry's pass. Got the dunk on his own volition, going around Trey Burke.
Neto feeding inside. And a foul. Bogut sent it away. The foul earlier.
So Draymond Green loves to go to the basket. All right, let's stop it right here. As Curry comes off, this man's going to come out. So Draymond's just going to take up the space. And you can see how easy this is. When Steph Curry hits him on the fly, the basket is wide open.
And the reason Hayward won't step in the lane is that when you space out with three-point shooters, you have to honor them in the corner.
Well, you better come out on Steph Curry, so Draymond's man has to commit there. And the guard can't catch up to Draymond. Everybody's playing catch-up all the way. And like you said, if they come in and cut off Draymond, well, they're going to bury you with a 3 in the corner where they're just deadly.
And that's where Clay and Iguodala are stationed. And there's good spacing, the missed free throw, and then Hayward able to drop in the jumper. So an odd sequence there. Gordon Hayward only his 2nd field goal.
Done a nice job on him. He started with Brandon Rush in the first quarter. That'll end in playing time.
Knocked out of bounds, still Warrior ball. It's a low-scoring Utah type of pace, but I think Luke Walton will be very pleased with how the Warriors are playing defensively. Never worry about this team's offense. There's Steve Kerr always called it the flow. Jim makes the point correctly, is that the defense is what fuels the flow.
It really does.
Hayward, good recovery, and Steph tried a little wizardry and couldn't flip it in. Close out on Neto. He's not looking to score as much as distribute. Shot clock at 5 and a little too aggressive. Bogut going to be called for the foul.
First foul charge, first personal 15 foul penalty situation.
You got Hayward in the face. That'll be the Warriors' 5th team foul, so Utah on the bonus. Andrew was saying Hayward's moving his head back a little bit, but that was a foul.
There was contact. Yeah, that's a big arm reaching around.
Yeah. That's for sure. Gordon Hayward, the 9th pick in 2010. The 6th year out of Butler, and much like Favors, just improves year after year.
Never seems to be in a hurry.
Oh, I think he's their star.
Oh, of course he is. They paid him that way.
Yeah,
too.
they did.
He's smooth. Coming off games, he scored 50 points in the last 2 games. Both wins. Denver, Phoenix.
Bogut, little post up there.
There's just something different about Andrew Bogut offensively tonight. Now, he's taken 5 shots already. We've seen games where he doesn't take a shot. I like it.
Lyles, pretty good pass inside. Withy couldn't finish there. Looking for a crease in the Warrior D.
Look at Bogut extend out beyond the 3-point line. That gives them a chance to go in.
Look at the shot Burke's had to take. You can't play 24 seconds of better defense. Draymond running it back, and the defense fueling the flow.
Draymond can now make a flying driving layup going full speed and bounces it off the backboard softly, much like Steph Curry.
Beautiful 24 seconds of defense. This is a flail shot. The Warriors run it. Draymond becomes the middleman and smoothly reversing that in.
How about that bounce pass? Picks the ball up at the right time. Knows how to put just that little reverse English. Can't get to it. The rim protects the ball from the defender. And it all started with Klay Thompson recovering to make it a very tough shot, and they shot an air ball.
Fast break points advantage. completely in favor of the Warriors. The season ticket priority wait list is closing in on 20,000. You get access to the best available season tickets the moment they become available. Enjoy exclusive pre-sale opportunities for individual tickets, playoff games, and flexible game packs. Representatives ready to help you now at 888-GSW-HOOP. If you're not on the priority wait list, what are you doing? How are you going to get out to Oracle? Good teams finish quarters with momentum. And the Warriors want that double-digit lead heading into halftime. Hayward's got Bogut on a switch.
Andrew stayed down, didn't allow the shot.
Now Hood driving, and Withy, the beneficiary.
Well, Andrew Bogut stopped Hayward. No one to stop Withy inside. Give and take. The Warriors definitely want to get 2 for 1 here, without question.
Shot clock at 7. Draymond just going to get one. That's a free one.
That's the way you have to look at it.
Making sure you get the final shot of the half.
Yeah, they had nothing going. Take it.
Miles shooting an air ball. Now the Warriors get the last shot. So they played the clock correctly. So shot clock off. Steph now with 5. And the rookie just saw the best shooter in the world miss the 3. Very fortunate. So the Warriors, after giving up 70 in the first half to Milwaukee, give up 38 in the first half to Utah. They hold the Jazz to 39% shooting. Klay Thompson with 10, but 9 Warriors score. So a pretty good team effort, and Roz has tracked down Klay Thompson.
Klay, much improved defense. What did you see in video and in practice that you were able to apply so far tonight?
We just know that they want to make it a paint game, play at their own pace. We got to stop turning over so much. We should have 60 points right now.
What kind of turnovers do you want to get rid of?
Just every one in transition, the half court, trying to make the home run. We'll do it. We'll have to make an adjustment in the second half.
All right, thanks, Klay.
Thank you.
Jess?
It's a nice thing. Roz is the defense good, and the Warriors clean it up a bit offensively, leading 47-38 at halftime. Greg and Gary in the studio for Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Right after this.
Defense. They didn't play much in the first half Friday against Milwaukee. Gave up 70, but they tightened things up in the second half Friday. It's 42, and I think Steve Kerr will be happy with 38, and the Warriors have a 9-point lead at halftime. Welcome in studio, Warriors Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box. Greg Papa with the man in red, Santa Claus, and they had 38 points the entire first half, the Utah Jazz. The Splash Brothers, Saintly, combined for half of that themselves.
Well, Klay got it going, and then, Steph always knocks down a few on the perimeter. And look at this just unselfish play, and that's a late closeout by Hayward. And Klay just knocks it down. And look at that nifty layup on penetration, early offense. And again, watch this. That's an up fake. He goes around the defender, and Klay throws the bounce pass. And look at that unselfish pass from Draymond. That was my favorite play of the first half. I just thought that was beautiful, unselfish basketball.
The Warriors always score at least 100 at home, right? But right now they're on pace for 94. Are we concerned about the tempo being more Utah's? You like the 38, but they've only scored 47. How do we get to 100? That'll be Saintly's key when we come back.
Warriors Halftime Report is presented by...
Warriors have scored at least 100 points in their last 46 home games. They got to get there tonight. Stanley, what's your key here?
Got to get it rolling. No, we got to get rolling here. Too many turnovers. We got to take care of the basketball. And stop with those live ball ones with the steal, and they go down and get the layup. If they do that, we'll hit 100, which we want to do. Defense was superb in the first half.
Yes, Utah Jazz scored just 38 points on 38% shooting from the floor. Stanley's concerned
we should
about
be there,
the
Pop.
8 turnovers. What are we,
Look at that.
jazzercising?
You could be in the front.
This is not the time to do that, Stanley. I need holiday cookies, not jazzercising.
No, you need a nice libation.
Where's Barnett? He's right in the middle.
There he
Toyota-thon is on.
Present the Warriors down to business.
Warriors halftime live presented by Jack in the Box with the Warriors up 9 and second best defensive half of the season. They held Memphis to 34. Everybody locked in. You love the way that they contested shots. They rebound. They're able to run off those defensive stops.
And they set the tone in the first quarter. That's what I really like. Just terrible shooting because it was defensed well in that first quarter. Only managed 13 points. What I like also, some other people have scored for Utah, but their three leading scorers, Gordon Hayward and Burks
and Derek
Favors, average over 50 a night for that club. They've got 12 at halftime. They've done a great job on the targeted people.
Warriors are 5 of 13 on threes. They start hitting threes, play this kind of defense, this game's going to be over. When you look at the KFC bucket chart, the Warriors defensively contesting everything, holding Utah to 39% shooting. And yes, we did the Christmas spirit red and green, but that is a lot of defense being played.
And you can see contested a lot of shots in the lane there. So they've done a nice job keeping them away from the basket. They've conceded 3 threes that were made. That's going to happen.
And defense is a lot of effort. And you hear coaches say clean things up. Well, everyone in white exerted max effort defensively on numerous different plays.
You got 6 block shots. A couple by Bogut. They cheated him on one on the stat sheet. But Festus Ezeli got 2. Reaching in on plays like that, covering up. And how about this? You stop a 2-on-1 with a steal. That rarely happens at this level. Nice job by Draymond.
Ends up being a 5-point swing after the steal and 3. And so the first half numbers, hold a team under 40%. That's a lot like last year. Run off those misses.
How about fast break points for the Jazz? 0. Warriors getting back. They're very alert defensively.
So they have the 9-point lead, but Utah still very competitive. So the Warriors looking to make it 31 straight at home with the third quarter on the way. Warrior lead at 9, getting ready to start the second half. Moments ago, our Roz Goldon-Woode caught up with Warrior assistant Karen Collins.
Coach Collins, I know with the time off, there was a lot of focus on defense. How are you seeing that carry over tonight?
Well, we're challenging a lot of shots. We're holding the Utah Jazz to a low field goal percentage, and we're rebounding the ball. So we're playing well on defense, and you know, they make you defend late in the shot clock.
Now, for the starters, when they came out of the game, you guys lost the lead. When that happens, how concerning is that for you?
It's definitely concerning. You know, we don't want to expend that much energy to, you know, get the lead and then all of a sudden give it up with the second unit out there. But, you know, we just got to trust that the guys will get the job done, to continue to share the basketball, find the open teammates. And, again, the more stops we can get, the more we can get out in the open transition, get those easier baskets.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And I think Jaron hit on a couple things. The stops, the 10 fast break points you were talking about, Jim, but also getting misses and rebounding. This is a very good rebounding team in Utah, and yet the Warriors had the advantage at halftime.
Yeah, Utah's 5th in the league with rebound percentage.
Favors is fouled. When you think about that first half against Milwaukee, which was a disaster, versus tonight,
21% shooting difference.
A little bit of a difference.
Huge. And also, not getting in foul trouble. 6 as opposed to 21 attempts. When you have a team that shoots a lot of free throws against you, it shows. It's very visible that you're a step behind, you're reaching, you're not working the way you really should be.
So Steph Curry picking up his second foul. And Derek Favors out of Georgia Tech, year 6. He was the 3rd pick in 2010. And because of Atlanta, he's a Dwight Howard. It's the next Dwight Howard. He's a different player than Dwight Howard, and he's just relentlessly improving year after year after year. And with Gobert at center, Favors is a loaded power forward.
Well, Houston, having won 3 games straight now, still 1 game over 500, 15 and 14. They're having a disappointing year.
Rodney Hood, Trey Lyles, Derek Favors, Raul Neto, and Gordon Hayward for Utah. Shot clock at 5. Favors missing that jumper.
Favors is 2 of 7 tonight. Doesn't usually miss from the free throw line.
Draymond, a reverse. And out of bounds to Utah. Now, great job on Hayward, 2 of 8. Great job on Favors, 2 of 7. And yet Utah is only down 7.
Well, they score by committee. And you can look. They had 19 points from the bench in the first half. And this is a team that scores 18 to 19 fewer points. Oh, that's a bailout. Hayward is lucky to be at the line, but Utah scores about 18, 19 points less than the Warriors do. And they spread it around. And by the way, they're way, way low in assists. I think number 27 in the league, because they average only 95 points a game.
Right.
It's a slower pace. The Warriors, and I figured that out. Warriors average 29 assists per night, 18 for Utah. So the Warriors score, let's just say they scored 19 points more, but they get another 9 or 10 assists.
Yep.
So they're a passing team, the Warriors are.
They're the best passing team. And they're going to need to click in offensively because they got a 5-point game after leading by 14.
How about that? The guard screen for each other.
Shot clock at 4. Lay down the lane. Field goal and the foul.
Watch Clay get rid of the ball on the way up as he drives around Neto. He doesn't release that on the height. He reaches it on the way up, and therefore it takes away any shot blocking attempt.
We talked about Clay. You know the perimeter shooting. That's everywhere. But putting it on the deck to score and then also becoming a better playmaker for others. And just continues this nice stretch. This is game 9 now, where he's been the 3rd leading scorer in the entire NBA.
If he can learn that little finger roll and become a deft driver and shooter.
Hayward missing that 3. Draymond with the rebound.
When he gets the rebound, you better run, because he wants to run and he will push it up.
Yep, the Draymond Express is leaving the station. You better get on board.
Nice movement.
Neto knocking that away, and Hayward comes up with the steal. Hayward attacking. Bogut with the rebound. Good, able to sneak out and grab that outlet pass.
Yeah, Clay didn't run to the ball where it was going, and Bogut led him. I like that little lead. But you got to be on the same page.
It's only Neto's 2nd shot attempt. His first field goal. Thompson 3.
Neto can't leave him like that. He's too small to recover and contest the shot anyway, so he should try to keep the ball away from him.
Favors traveled. One of the funniest things you're ever going to see is that they list Neto at 6'5". And
you've got to be kidding.
Let me help you out.
6'5".
He's not 6'5".
No, he's not.
He's got a good PR man.
Yeah, and I look on another roster, they got him at 6'1". A little reasonable.
A little bit better.
Someone trying to...
He's heightening. He's heightening. Bogut on the roll. Draymond was pushed in the back as he went to tip. You made a nice point about Bogut's activity is that as he makes himself an offensive threat down the lane, other things collapse and different things happen. So Andrews read the game nicely, and he's keeping Favors occupied by being a threat.
Absolutely. That's why it's important for him to be active that way and aggressive.
Steph Curry. Scoreless in the 2nd quarter, but hitting the jumper there. He's got 11.
Yeah, Utah just will massage the ball, and they're willing to, like Jaron Collins said, work it 24 seconds and make you play defense late in the shot clock. Except for Rodney Hood.
He likes to shoot.
Yes, he does.
Rebound number 12. Andrews got 12 boards in 19 minutes. And Thompson, easiest shot of the night, couldn't dunk it down.
I love that delayed pass that Draymond gave him. Sets it up gorgeously.
Trey Burke He can score.
That's a nice finish.
You also see the point guards. They get fired up to play against Steph Curry. And Burke able to take Steph to task there briefly. Clay is fouled.
Utah foul, Chandler. Number 20, first personal, 13th foul.
Delayed as Clay keeps going to the basket. He had that one all the way home. Just rimmed out on him.
If Clay goes for 30 tonight, you know the first thing he's going to talk about after the game?
Yep, he should have had 32.
The missed dunk. That's right.
That's what you say.
That's why Clay is good. He is never satisfied. Oh, Curry to Bogut. Beautiful no-look lob, and Andrew right on the same page.
Well, it's not easy because Burke got underneath Andrew Bogut, made him arch a little bit. Didn't get as close as he'd like. Fantastic play under the circumstances.
Hey, Burke, you see that quickness. Trevor Booker had it knocked away. Curry comes up with it, and here comes Draymond on the push. Hey, Thompson, little show and go, and then curling out the three. So the game hanging there right at 11. The Warriors led by 9 at halftime. Favors, that's the mid-range we've been talking about.
Utah content to just hang around, stay within 9, 10, or 11.
Klay Thompson and Favors sending it away.
Remember how I talked about him releasing early before on the way up? That's what happens when you try to kick it all the way and the defender's between you and the basket.
Booker lost the handle, Steph able to save.
Sometimes you get away with it, depends on the defender.
Multiple blue bodies staying with Steph Curry. And through the Utah defense, setting up Brandon Rush. Utah's a little fortunate. The Warriors are 6 of 16 on threes.
Yeah, Brandon Rush was behind the three-point line there that kind of messed up his shot. He said, gee, where should I put this? Because he's usually in the corner behind the line.
Burke missing a three. Hayward, quickest man of the ball. Favors will load it up, but Draymond going to make him earn it. There's something about the Jazz. They're the 8th seed right now. Would you want to see this team in a 7-game series? Steph Curry with the prettiest assist of the night. No look. And the big man able to finish.
Ahmed Fareed with the Sportsnet Central update. LeBron and the Cavs coming to Oracle and Christmas in 2 days. Tonight, James leading the Cavs to a win over the Knicks. He had 24 points. The Cavs, 19-7, have the best record in the East. We'll have more on that tonight on the show, plus Fitz and JB. Dave's going to shave off my beard on live TV. That should be interesting.
Ahmed went with the full beard. People who are noticing. The Warriors were up 9 at halftime. And sitting there at 9 right now. Steph and Clay have had the advantage over Neto, who doesn't really score, and Rodney Hood.
Well, the defense has been good here in the third quarter once again for the Warriors. Utah's 3 of 9. They've missed all 3 threes that they've taken, but the Warriors having trouble themselves, 4 of 12 in this quarter.
No, and I think Quinn Snyder's saying, hey, single-digit game with 5.5 left in the third at Oracle on the road. Okay. You're the significant underdog. You're just trying to hang in till the very end and then maybe get hot for a quarter.
I told you they are a collective scoring team, score by committee. No one in double figures for the Jazz in this game.
So Favors splitting the free throws.
He's got 9. Hayward's got 8. Rodney Hood 7. Burke's got 9. And Jeff Withey has 7.
So Barbosa and Curry, Iguodala, Draymond, and Bogut. Leandro floating. Bogut following.
He just towered over the top of Favors. Favors thought he had that rebound. Bogut was way out up top. Favors never saw him coming.
8, 13, and 3 for Andrew Bogut in 22 minutes.
And there was a question whether he would be able to play or not. That was addressed before the game. This is going to be short.
The Iguodala with a rebound.
Bogut had his back freeze up on him. He's just taken jump shots in practice. He'd already warmed up with about 10 or 12, and he went up for one, and he lost it on his back.
Draymond throwing that one away.
A lot of turnovers tonight still, but like you said, out of aggression. The drive by Barbosa brings defenders, and Bogut over the top without fouling on Derek Favors, their biggest player they have.
Andrew, that's great productivity, and he tags in the small unit now. As Ian Clark gets his first playing time, and it pays off with a steal where it's off of Favors' leg.
Taking a page out of Iguodala's book was Draymond Green. He got it cleanly, went off the defender, or the offensive player.
So Luke Walton going small. Ian Clark hit 4 threes against this Utah team at Utah. Curry missing that three. And the small unit, it's Draymond missing a layup. So Draymond's missed a layup. Clay's missed a dunk. And it's a 10-point game because the Warriors can't get out of their way offensively. The defense has been brilliant. And Ingles with an offensive foul. Iguodala moved the feet, and he had to ward him off with a free arm.
To number 2, Joe Ingles. First personal.
Questionable call there. Not a lot of contact. Quinn Snyder saying, you call that? They're still talking about it. Didn't try to complete a shot, just threw the ball away to his teammate.
Needs to move with the small unit. Curry missing that three. Barbosa nearly had it. Flying rebound.
Curry having difficulty tonight from three-point range.
Hayward had it knocked away by Leandro and Iguodala. Steph will track it down. So the pesky small unit coming up with steals, and they come up with scores. And Iguodala right on cue.
You just keep working harder than the other team, and that's what happened on that play. Even with the ball nearly skipping out of Iguodala's hands. Recovered it, nicely done.
First fast break bucket of the second half. Hayward corner three.
Sometimes you keep thinking they have to be going for him.
Steph in the middle. And Iguodala is fouled. You can mark it down that a missed corner three is going to be a layup, dunk, or foul on the other end almost every time.
To Curry. To Andre Iguodala. Couldn't find the room to squeeze it up. Going to get to the line where he's struggled a little bit this year. Let's see what he does.
Favors now with 4 fouls.
Well, the Warriors are fortunate, and they deserve some of this because they've been defensively superb tonight. But 2 of 13 from the field for the leading scorer, Gordon Hayward. 0 for 5 from three-point range for Hayward.
Christmas Day whiteout with a special 2 p.m. start time. The Cavs in town, and the ugly Christmas sweater T-shirt powered by Clorox. 888 GSW Hoop. If you want to avoid the in-laws, come to Oracle instead. Be here at 2 o'clock. That's going to be a great game.
Yes, it is.
I'd love to come over.
You see what Dellavedova's doing lately, shooting threes?
Yeah.
Irving's back. Kevin Love is there. They're at full strength. Should be very interesting.
Just can't spend Christmas with you. I have to go to Oracle. Ertz was going to send that down. Draymond met him up top. Barbosa, Steph to Leandro. And the Brazilian Blair to lay it in.
You want to talk about ball movement. Exquisite passing.
Trevor Booker tending to the eye. Luke Walton went small. Skill ball. Speed. And now the biggest lead of the night. And the Warriors in full flight.
Introducing the key.
Welcome back to Oracle Arena. Warriors up 16 on the Jazz. In tonight's McDonald's True Story, after pregame shoot-around, Steph Curry met with 10 Make-A-Wish kids, and he took his time to meet and chat with each one individually. It was the young male's wishes to meet him and attend a game, and so they all are here tonight as a part of a full day of events for the 10 kids. They all have life-threatening medical condition. So they also took a tour of the practice facility. They met other teammates and coaches, and they ate dinner courtesy of Levy Restaurants. Bob, Steph really took his time after shoot-around with each one. It was really beautiful to see.
Well, Make-A-Wish is such an amazing organization, and there's so many kids in a dire scenario, and one special day, 10 kids, Jim.
Yeah. No better person to do it and handle that many with graciousness than Steph Curry.
No, it's, as Ross says, starts at shoot-around and pre-game, and they come to the game, and then he'll take photos after the game. Steph Curry, corner, and missing that three.
Well, he's the best three-point shooter on the team. He's struggling. Hayward's the best three-point shooter on Utah's team. He's 0 of 5. Curry's 1 of 7.
Warriors 6 of 19 on threes. Otherwise, this would be a runaway. They get the Jazz. They try to slow tempo. They just keep hanging around.
First game of that road trip, they played the Jazz. They made 14 threes in that game, which they've done 13 times this year.
I'll tell you, Trey Burke is finding his way.
Yes, he is.
He's got 11 points on 5 of 10 shooting. He's more under control tonight than we've seen. He knows his role as that supplementary scorer. And Steph Curry kind of looking to the sky as he was fouled there.
First personal, 5th team foul penalty situation.
Did he get kicked in the calf there, by the way? Maybe kneed in the calf? Seemed to be grabbing a hold of it. He's disappointed he didn't make the shot. That's what he likes, perfection.
Rare off shooting night for the MVP. Steph wants to be one of those 50, 40, 90 players. And so when you look at 1 of 7 on threes, he doesn't really ever talk about statistical goals, but that is one of his goals for this year. Free throws down. Rodney Hood from deep. And he hits the three. So for Utah, again, just not going away. 10-point lead at the end of one for the Warriors. 9 at halftime. 11 right now. Curry having it knocked out of bounds. Got it back. And Ian Clark. And that's good. You go small and you want all the shooters to be a threat. Ian Clark knocking that down.
I think Ian Clark would like the Warriors to play Utah about a dozen times each year. He likes to play against his former team. That's evident.
Ingles had the size advantage. Steph moved his feet. Shot clock at 7.
They're going to call an illegal screen here, and he went away from the screen.
Our Geico Advanced Analytics, we're just talking about this. 10 times in NBA history. Done by only Bird twice, Steve Nash 4 times, Mark Price, Nowitzki, Reggie Miller, Kevin Durant. 50, 40, 90. 50% from the field, better than 40% from three-point land, 90% free throw. And that is elite of the elite. And Ian Clark, Jim mentioned he played for the Jazz, and he has hurt them in the 2 meetings.
I remember when Steve Nash did that. Pretty remarkable.
Second game shot clock difference. Burke stopped on a dime and hit that jumper.
He's starting to feel it here, it appears.
So the Warriors will play for 1. Shot clock off. Draymond with a runner. Did not use all the clock, but made the bucket. You got to stop the ball with Burke. A flying 3, and that will do it. So a bit more separation as the Warriors' small unit gives them the 15-point lead heading into the 4th.
At Scene Friday.
Our Toyota game summary through 3. The Warriors playing lockdown defense in that third in the small unit with pretty good dividends and expanding the lead to 15. Looking for a home win, number 31 in a row. Ian Clark staying in the game after making a couple of those jumpers. Favors very patient. You see the improved footwork. Festus had good defense, but Derek Favors able to score the bucket.
Finally, one of their 3 top scorers gets in double figures.
Clock at 7. Ian Clark thought Livingston would stay in the corner. Sean was cutting to the rim.
Thought it was just too congested to get it to Festus Ezeli. Thought he was open the first time.
Alec Burks with Trey Burke, Derek Favors, Ingles, and Rodney Hood. Warriors committing the foul there. Ezeli Iguodala now with Klay Thompson, Barbosa, and Livingston. We should say during the timeout, they were working on Steph Curry's calf. Jim thought that he may have been kicked in the calf. I think that's exactly what happened. And the physio, Chelsea Lane, was massaging in, they were icing in, trying to get that knot to release a little bit. Favors missing. So in a perfect world, Jim, if they could expand this lead, I'd have to rush Steph back in.
Yeah, I agree.
That'd be ideal.
Despite him only having 13 points tonight, he's not going to worry about that.
Mixed in for the baseline. Barbosa knocked it away. And Leandro will benefit from his own defense.
Never had to dribble the ball. They threw it right ahead. So his defensive gem turned into an easy 2 for him.
18-0 in the fast break points. And Alec Burks, what a finish.
They list him at 6'6", and there's no way he's 6'6". But he can score.
Festus was strong off that guy. And with Burks, you have got to stop the ball because he wants to attack every time. Missing the bank shot there. Favors got one up, rebounds. Ingles for 3. Utah will not go away. Warriors had pushed it up to 17. It's back to 12.
They've got 3-point shooters, about 4 of them. They just don't take a lot.
Thompson off iron. Festus and his pocket picked.
I'll go to Ingles again. He's 2 for 2 on the night from 3-point range. He hangs out there all the time.
Favors deep position. Festus better D. Shot clock at 9. No reset. It didn't hit iron. Favors reversing like a little man.
The baseline was wide open, and Festus just kind of opened it up for him there. Needed to square up between him and the basket a little more.
Jazz are right in this game, and the Warriors going to have to play some quality ball in the next several minutes. Favors is coming alive. Utah's defense clamping down. Curry bothered with the calf. Now the turnover. Barbosa knocking it away. Leandro to Klay, and he'll get to the line. How about the quick hands of Leandro Barbosa?
Great anticipation.
Utah foul, charge number 5.
Klay Thompson to shoot 2. 8:42 remaining. And the Warrior lead at 10 with the free throws upcoming. Don't you dare call that an ugly Christmas sweater. Anything with the Dubs logo on it is solid. The Rams shot of the game. We got to see this again. The no-look flip lob assist from Steph Curry to Andrew Bogut, the Ram shot of the game.
Well, they've got a really nice partnership going. Remember when Andrew Bogut would look for Steph Curry to go backdoor a lot, and Steph would stop, he'd throw it out of bounds. You just rarely see that happen any longer. They're really in sync.
I'm glad that B.I. and Fish put the 22 minutes on that graphic for Andrew Bogut. When you see 8 points, 13 boards, 3 assists in 22 minutes, And Steph Curry, you hit on it, Jim. He was kicked in the calf. And it's a bit of a concern in that if you could sit him the rest of the way, you'd like to.
Well, what happens if you play and you may feel okay, but all of a sudden you go to stretch it out on a sprint and you can get a little pull, okay, which is a slight tear. When you talk about a pull, it's a slight tear in that little muscle.
So you wouldn't want to risk it if you didn't have to, but Utah, no intention of going away. They keep making a move every time the Warriors look to extend. The free throws down. Hayward well challenged, and Draymond with a rebound. Zealy gathers and banking it in.
The game is slowing down for him. We can see it happening before our eyes as this season progresses.
Well, what happens is now the center tandem has 14 points and 17 boards. And another block. Livingston and Rodney Hood, good defense. He got a piece of that.
Festus has 4 blocks tonight.
Talk all you want about the Warriors shooting, and it is spectacular. But the Bogut and Zealy center tandem is something else.
Festus changed that shot on Joe Ingles.
Favors working hard. So Livingston may run with this group for a while. Curry would normally sub in about the 6-minute mark. We'll know if Luke Walton's trying to ride this out and make sure Steph doesn't re-injure himself. The overplay. Zealy finding Livingston, and it stayed on the iron. Alec Burks with the step through. He is quick. So it's back to 10. Warriors had it at 17. Klay Thompson lob. And Festus was below the rim trying to dunk that. That's when you need to catch and bring back down. Utah making a bid to make it a single-digit ball game. Shot clock at 7. It's a big trip down.
When is Hayward going to get hot? If he does.
Draymond played that D. And Klay is fouled.
2 of 15 for Gordon Hayward.
How impressive is it that Utah's even in the game with Hayward having a night like that?
Very much so. And Favors, he's been okay. Very, very quiet in that first half. They just keep coming at you.
The question's going to be answered now about Steph Curry. Right around the 6-minute mark. He is coming to the scorers table. And Curry and Bogut are checking in.
And the reason they're in there, it's not that they're scoring a whole lot, as we know. The Warriors just aren't having a normal shooting night. They're 6 of 19 from 3.
Right.
So let's just throw in 3 more of those, be kind of normal. That gives you 6 more points, and you got a 17-point lead. It's all about their threes.
So keep an eye on Steph's mobility for me here the next couple minutes.
You'll see behind him here.
He got kneed initially in the calf, and it bothered him.
I said to you in the timeout, it was either a knee or a kick. And a lot of times that is a knee. He's not wearing any kind of elastic bandage on it, so he just got the regular wraps that he wears underneath his uniform as normal.
That was an impressive power move by Favors. Steph through the defense, gets it back, and hits the 3.
That makes it feel better. Or it should.
Only 5 of 14 to get that 16 points. Alec Burks responds with a 3.
One of those players that can score in bunches.
Livingston down the lane, laying it in, throwing the foul.
He liked that, as well he should.
5:35 with the lead at 12. Steph Curry right off the bench, right into the bucket. And then Livingston with the field goal and the foul, and the Warriors trying to gain separation.
McDonald's chicken.
Warrior lead at 12, and for the Jazz, they have the tempo and the pace in their favor. They've held Steph Curry 5 of 14 shooting, but 14 and 17 from Bogut and Ezeli. The Warriors can hurt you in a lot of ways.
Well, defensively, those two have done a terrific job. Rebounding the basketball defensively and also blocking shots inside. Warriors are plus 16 points off turnovers. They're getting steals. They've had 10 steals tonight. They've won this game right up to this point with their defense and their scrappiness, not their outside shooting where they're only 6 of 19, excuse me, 7 of 20 from three-point range.
And that might be a better way to win in Luke Walton and Steve Kerr stressing defense the last 2 days.
Yep.
Is you hold a team to 41% shooting, you don't have your A game offensively, and yet it's been a workmanlike effort from a lot of different guys in White and Livingston. Completed the three-point play.
How many plays have we seen tonight where the Warriors make a steal near half court, diving for a ball, ends up getting them a layup? Those are important possessions that they took away.
Favors are very good in the second half. Missing there. Draymond, rebound number 9.
Well, he just snatched that one. He came from the left side. If he doesn't get that rebound, Booker just cleans it up. He was right over his back.
Couple more baskets to put Utah away. And Draymond is fouled. You know, we're a third of the way through the season, so a long way.
Yes.
But if Utah were to be the 8th seed and the Warriors had the best record, this would be a heck of a 7-game series. You add Gobert back into the mix?
Yes, it would. Clay was looking for Draymond to roll. He wasn't there.
Draymond, little push shot. Just rattled out. Good look. And then Favors is fouled by Livingston.
It's only the second team foul.
The West, Houston and Memphis and Dallas, but Utah right now at 8. You have the Thunder, Spurs, and Warriors kind of separating a little bit, the upper crust of the West.
Just disappointing, those two right there. Houston and Memphis, one game over 500.
Tonight is third of the season, as long as the NBA year is. Get to the line. You mentioned injury plagued a year ago, but Burks out of Colorado in year 5. He was the 12th pick in 2011. He drives a lot like Dwayne Wade. He goes in to drive.
Yes, he does.
Very effectively. Drop it in the free throw. Warriors are going to be wearing their special holiday uniforms when they take on the Cavaliers on Christmas Day. You can get one of these limited edition jerseys as a holiday gift or wear it to the game on Christmas. Warriors.com, the spot to get the special Christmas uniforms.
Utah,
intentional foul.
Yeah, I'm going to play a little hack of Bogut here. You can do this up until the 2-minute mark.
Andrew Bogut going to the line with just the penalty.
And Andrew dropping in the free throw. You need just one. A point per possession would put you among one of the most efficient offenses in the NBA. And the Warriors are perfect from the line. 16 of 16. And good for Bogut with a double-double. Knocking down both free throws. Just Festus knocked down both of his.
Well, that's Bogut's 5th and 6th free throws over the last dozen games.
Well, the Warriors are 21 in free throwing out of the 30 teams in the NBA. You get into tight games against the Spurs and the Thunder, you're going to need every one of those free throws. Livingston. How about the identification on these small guards? They've taken him to task all night. They play post-ups and then Sean.
But the offensive player has to want it. And Clay won it, and so did Livingston on that one.
Favors misfiring.
Well, one more basket here, and you're pretty well set.
And Draymond laying it in. They may have put the Jazz on tilt. Hold Utah to 40% shooting. 24 fast break points. 10 Warriors have scored. And the 95-78 lead. Steph Curry 9 assists. And Draymond with a dozen. The Sean Livingston bobblehead, brought to you by ZTE. They love that in Peoria, Illinois. Estad has got his own bobblehead tonight. The Warriors have the 95-78 lead. Our Taco Bell spotlight. Got to spotlight these fast break points. Now up to 26. And Curry and Draymond Green combining beautifully. At Utah, 5 fast break points. A season worst. Tonight, 26.
Pushing the tempo, playing their game as best they can under the circumstances.
Rodney Hood dribbled it off his foot.
These are the games that you like to win. When Utah gives you everything, it takes away your offense, your rhythm, and you fight right through it. And you play that tough defense and challenge every shot as best you can.
Three. So his first made 3 of the night, 1 of 4. The nice thing about Cleveland coming to town, Jim, when you look at San Antonio and Oklahoma City and Cleveland, Warriors haven't seen any of those teams.
That's just true.
In my mind, they're the other 3 elite teams in the NBA right now. Rodney Hood able to make that.
Stop that 9-0 run.
Hadn't seen the Cavs. Have not seen the Spurs, right. Not seen the Thunder. And so Cleveland on Christmas, and then January 25th, San Antonio right here. And then February 6th, the night before the Super Bowl, Oklahoma City for the first time. Draymond got caught up in the air. Fortunately got it to Iguodala. But this is a win where a lot of guys are going to feel awfully good about how they play.
Guess who's driving again?
It's Alec Burks. Got the Dwayne Wade starter set going. 13 points off the bench. Trey Burke, 13 points off the bench. If Hayward had any kind of game, this could have been even closer. Well, Draymond will stop the break, knocking it out of bounds.
Iguodala overpass there.
Well, the Stifle Tower, when you get Rudy Gobert back, you put Favors back to that power forward spot. And Utah, a couple weeks, and strained MCL, fortunately not an ACL or something that's season ending. Steph Curry, 16, 9, and 5. With 5 of 14 shooting. Credit the Jazz, and Steph no worse for wear with that calf. Having to come back in.
Jazz are still going to run their offense, use time, not change anything. Even though they need to score in a hurry, they're not worried about it. I think they understand this game is over for them. So they're disciplined. Quinn Snyder does a nice job.
He really does.
Yep, I like him.
Utah is a point guard away from being really good. Dante Exum, that Australian, nice in the season he might be. Bogut, an extra effort. Get Brandon Rush in. And Andrew had a tremendous night. 10, 13, and 4 in 27 minutes. He and Ezeli were just outstanding as a tandem.
When's the last time he's played over half a game? You got to go way back. I'm trying to find one now, looking back through it.
Yeah, the 4 days off did him a world of good. The league-wide focus on the finals rematch on Christmas. As Iguodala hits the jumper. Greg and Gary are going to talk about this one. And really, along with the 50-point win over Memphis, this is one of the most complete defensive games the Warriors have played. Likely to hold Utah under 90 at 41% shooting. There's good rotation, good awareness, good rebounding. Lots of block shots. 31 straight home wins. Moving up the charts in NBA history. And Ian Clark hadn't hit a 3 since the previous game against Utah when he hit 4.
He loves that left corner, doesn't he? By the way, last time Andrew Bogut played over 24 minutes, the overtime Brooklyn Nets win here on November the 14th.
Wow. Ingles missing there.
Took me that long to find it.
Warriors will need to shoot it or just hand it to Utah with a 3-second game shot clock difference. Best start in NBA history continues at 27-1.
I like taking a shot because I don't like taking a turnover. And that's what it is.
Violation.
So the Warriors 27-1, 31 straight wins at home. A 20-point game for Klay Thompson. 4 players in double figures, including the Bogut double-double, but great bench productivity.
31 straight wins at home.
Moving up the chart in NBA history. Bring on the Cavaliers and Christmas Day and the finals rematch. In a game all of us are looking forward to. From all of us at CSN Bay Area, make sure you have a happy holiday. Enjoy that time with your family and enjoy this very special basketball team. 27-1. The Warriors win it 103-85. Warrior postgame live, presented by Honda, is coming at you right now as the Warriors take care of the Jazz.
(27-1) and 13-0 at home. The Warriors got their big anchor back defensively tonight. That'll be Andrew Bogut, who had a solid game tonight, 10 points and 13 rebounds. Let's head back to Oracle and visit with Roz.
Andrew, I know that defense was a point of emphasis with the days off. Coming out of that break, how do you try to set the tone on the defensive end?
Just communicate, try to clog up the paint as much as possible. I think in the first half we did a great job of, giving them tough shots in the paint. They got a couple offensive rebounds, and that kind of boosted their scoring a little bit, but we grinded out a good win, especially defensively.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about the strength of the Warriors' small unit, but what's brewing between the tandem of you and Festus as a part of the big unit?
Well, we got a lot of different weapons. Festus and myself are a good tandem at the 5 spot. We can go small, we can go super big, and that's the reason why we won a championship last season, and everyone buys in. You don't have guys bitching and complaining about minutes and touches and all that. So when you actually have guys buy into it and not just say it, it makes a huge difference.
Speaking of buy-in, do you feel that your role has changed from last season or even years before?
Not really. Look, I mean, set good screens, rebound, clog up the paint, block shots. That's my role. If I'm doing that effectively, with the way we shoot the ball, we got a chance to win games. And Festus and I do that in the paint. You know, we're a tough team to beat.
And how do you communicate? Is it verbal? Is it just anticipating each other with Steph Curry? You guys feed each other so well.
Usually just sign language, yeah. So, verbally. I mean, I got to yell my ass off when I'm out there and make sure that, I don't want Steph to get nailed by Derek Favors on a screen and then possibly get hurt, give up an open shot. So I got to make sure that, we don't get any guys hurt.
All right, well, thank you for your time and your jokes, as always.
No worries, take it easy.
Sign language, guys.
You got to love Andrew Bogut, the wit and the sarcasm. The upcoming schedule, Cleveland on Christmas Day, and then Sacramento ends that 5-game homestand. Dallas, Houston into the new year. And the Warriors, I think Andrew Bogut hit on it. They can play super big. They got a great center tandem. You want to play small? Great. Rip and run. Good shooting team. And the defense looked like last year. I think that tonight, that's what you take away is the defense is back.
That's why they won the game. And the center position, very important to win the game tonight. They got 16 points and 17 rebounds between Bogut and Ezeli. It was kind of a slow night for Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, particularly Steph Curry. Kind of a quiet night for them, so they overcame that. Didn't have to have any super heroics.
Well, and you say sometimes offensively at home, they try to rely on threes and outscore. I think it was a gritty, kind of grinding Warrior win. I think they'll feel good about this one.
They've got to feel good because they got a lot of steals tonight, and they're plus 19 leading in points off turnovers.
Yes.
They've made Utah turn the ball over. And when Utah's not shooting well, and then they turn over a lot of possessions, going to be tough for them to win. And yet they still battled, but the Warriors prevailed. And this is the kind of things that help you win basketball games. You can't always count on scoring 120 points.
Yeah, so 31 straight wins, Greg, and only the banner being knocked down behind us is the only thing that the Jazz were able to accomplish. That was Rudy Gobert on the way down, ripping it down. But the Warriors come up with a win to go 27-1.
The game was only 1 hour and 57 minutes. I don't think any of us thought it'd be over this quickly, but the Warriors do what they always do, Bob and Jim, and that is just win. They won their final 18 to close last year, their first 13 this year, so the home winning streak, as Fitz noted, it is up to 31. The Warriors tonight established their franchise record for most consecutive wins to open a season. Again, it's the year after a title, 75-76. They won their first 12, and this year they win their first 13. By the way, as far as starting a year, consecutive wins, the Warriors are at 13 now. The record is the 95-96 Bulls won their first 37. But they did lose a few home games, and the Warriors may get to Boston's record, St. Lee, of 85-86 season. They went 40-1. Can the Warriors go unblemished at home? We'll see. It's a long way to go. You're 13 games in, but welcome to Honda Warriors Postgame Live. Greg Papa with the very festive Mr. St. Jean. The coach called for defense to crank up in the practices on Monday and Tuesday. They listened tonight, St.
Well, it shows that the Warrior players' ears are very clean and working well because they listened, and I love the fact that they defended so well and then transitioned from defense to offense and superb. That is textbook stopping a two-on-one fast break by Draymond. Look at this coverage on the pick and roll. They switch it, they contest it, and it goes out of bounds, and off they go. And I thought the guys really contested shots, stepped up early to penetration. They got nothing easy all night long, and it had to be frustrating for this team.
Just great rotations on the perimeter, but it's really nice to have Andrew Bogut back. And we were concerned with the back spasms dating back to the summertime of the Australian national team, but he was lively tonight. He was all over the floor, and you got to have your anchor back on defense.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know, Festus had a great game, but here's their big three. And what a job they did on Hayward. I thought Favors still played very well, but my gosh, he didn't have any good looks tonight, all night long, Hayward.
Hayward did not make a three, St. Lee. He was 0 for 5 on threes. They shot a combined 41% from the floor. The Warriors did not shoot it great, although they got hot later, and they did get to 100 again for a 47th consecutive game. But mostly you won this game with defense tonight.
Yeah, and that's a good message for your club. You know, you're not going to score and shoot tremendous every single night. You normally play better at home. But I thought the energy on the defense, and Bogues talked about it. We talked about it in the pregame. Part of a good defense is communication. He gave the example of how he helps Steph Curry on pick and roll situation. He'll say pick left, pick right, and they know so that Steph doesn't get nailed by a big guy like Favors on that screen. He knows the coverage, what it's going to be, and that's really important to the perimeter guys. And then he and Festus anchor the defense because the small guys can get up in the grill of their offensive opponent because they know if the guy dribbles past them, Big Bogues and Ezeli are there to do the job. Festus had 4 blocked shots tonight. He was really lively.
Yeah, the Bigs played really well tonight.
Really
Andrew Bogut had a game last week against Phoenix where he didn't take a single shot, and he was a plus 41. But tonight he looked to score. There was some great lobs going inside. The Utah Jazz coming into the game tonight, St. Lee, as far as points allowed in the paint, the fewest in the NBA, less than 38 a game. But without Rudy Gobert, you could just drive it right to the rim tonight.
Well, it's night and day, and look at that finish by Draymond. Young Burke tried to stop him on the penetration. That didn't work, and you see Steph getting all the way there with the left hand, and that's terrific. Yeah, now that's what we call slipping the pick. As soon as Draymond felt his defender get too high, that tells him to just roll right to the basket. And look at that play right there. My gosh, I could watch that all night. That was just 2 really high basketball IQ guys working together. Penetration by Steph. As soon as Bogues sees his man, Favors go to block Steph's shot, that tells him go right to the front of the rim. Steph just threw it up there. and Big Bogues up by the top of the box.
He's
Bang!
healthy. Bogues is back.
Love it.
And the Warriors on Christmas Day will wake up with the best record any team has ever woken up to on December the 25th. They will be 27-1, and they're going to have the whole nation watching them. LeBron James, a healthy Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Matthew Dellavedova from St. Mary's. They are back. We will hear from Luke Walton and the Warriors and get you ready for Christmas Day in a finals rematch with the Cavaliers on a Honda Warriors postgame live.
Warriors postgame.
That beard looks too good. You can't shave that off, and you guys are on a 10-10. I think this is the quickest game we've had all year. It was less than 2 hours, 1 hour and 57 minutes. They were flying, not a lot of free throw shot. Warriors barely got to 100 and beyond for a 47th consecutive home game. They win 103-85. Steph modest numbers, 5 of 14 from the floor. Your leading scorer was Klay Thompson as he continues to get 20 and beyond, saying 6 for 16, a decent game, but he just took the smalls of the Utah Jazz in the low post and demoralized them.
Well, down in the post, shooting the three. Great pass by Draymond to the corner. I love it. And what a nifty drive. He just went in there and quick shotted that thing. And there's that textbook three right in front of the bench. And that young man is in a beautiful groove right now. And I just love the way he's getting out an early offense, Pop, on the fast break. He's wide. He's under control. He's got vision on the ball. He's a confident player.
Yeah, he was out filling the wings tonight. You were very impressed by him getting out in front and was able to draw a foul. So he had 20 points, 6 of 16 from the floor. The Splash Brothers combined for merely 36 tonight. As the Warriors only 103 at home, but Steph Curry did go for 16, and they went 5. He was 5 of 14 from the floor. Luke Walton sitting down now at the podium live. Let's check out the interim head coach of the Warriors.
Pretty solid on defense for most of the game. We had a couple breakdowns, but obviously that's going to happen throughout a game. But just our communication and our effort level was more of what we're accustomed to from our players.
Offensively, was it just some shots weren't going in? Did you feel like things were being run correctly?
Well, it's they're playing against them. They like to use a lot of the shot clock, and it kind of the pace is normally slower. But yeah, offensively, we did feel like we could execute a little better. We had some good looks that didn't go in, but we also felt like our execution was a little off. But that's going to happen from time to time. We know our offense is fine. I think we're still #1 in offense in the NBA. So we're more focused and happy about the defense effort tonight.
Luke, is that kind of sort of period where you go through a game like this and there's some points when you just don't look sharp? Is that partly due to the 4-day layoff, you think?
No. I mean, I think there's always a little bit of rust with a layoff like we've had. But it's, I think it's that time of the year too. It's December. Our guys have been playing at such a high level. You're going to have letdowns every once in a while. And, again, I was happy with our effort for the most part in the game tonight. As far as the execution, it's tough with us because we want it to, we give our players so much freedom. And there's not structure as to where you should be here every time so you can get on them. We want the creativity. We feel like their creativity is part of, what makes us great. So, of course, when you don't have a set of rules, there's going to be times where somebody reads something, someone else reads it differently, and it gets sloppy out there. But at the same time, we use that to grow from and get practice doing it. So when you get in a 7-game series, teams have a tougher time scouting you because there's not one set of things that we're doing.
It looked like you experimented with some rotations tonight. Did you feel like you found anything specific there?
No, I mean, it worked in the second half. Some of those lineups we had, obviously it's a game-to-game thing. And, you got to roll the dice sometimes. And guys that hadn't been playing. You know, Ian came in and was great again for us tonight. You know, he's just he's great to see someone that constantly stays ready and is constantly you know, ready every time we give him an opportunity. But yeah, we had some funky lineups out there for sure. And it's what's great about coaching these guys is, you know, they don't sit around and like who's supposed to guard who. They just go out and play basketball and they compete. And it worked out for us.
I saw Steph might have been talking to one of the training staff for a little bit. Was there something going on with him?
Yeah, he said he got kneed in the calf. I was going to sit him the rest of the fourth, but he told me that he swore to me that he was fine and that he just got kneed in the calf and that he was good to go back in. So we put him back in there.
And he came back in and made a couple of shots, so hopefully he's good to go for Christmas night when Kyrie Irving, Matthew Dellavedova, Kevin Love, and LeBron James come in. We'll get you ready for that and also take you to the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. They were down 2-1 and came back and won in 6. All right, time for the Highlight Zone, St. Lee. And without Rudy Gobert, he just had a free path to the rim tonight. And Steph and Draymond and Bogut, they just took it to the cup all night long tonight.
Well, Favors is a heck of a player, but he's not a great shot blocker, so they didn't have a big presence, and the guys took it off the dribble.
Which way is he going?
Look at that move. My gosh, we're just used to seeing that every single night. There's a great steal, and watch Draymond step through. Burke tries to go for the steal, and the big fella just powers it through. Two-hand stuff.
All very nice, but I know your favorite was this one. Steph
I love this play.
cuts through. Where's Bogut? There he is!
Where's Waldo? There it is.
Look at the
Watch
dexterity
this.
on